Hey, Maximizers. Welcome to my live. Hold on, I gotta get my Facebook Live in here because Facebook acting up. Let's see. All right. Come on, Facebook. All right, Maximizers, welcome to my live. If this is your first time watching, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name's Crystal, aka Chris the Maximizer, and I am a content coach, and I help business owners create consistent content that converts into consistent sales. I have been creating content since 2018. I started off teaching women how to coupon, how to budget, how to meal plan, and how to strategically shop to get the things they want, like, and need without paying full price. I had been couponing for 10 years when I started that YouTube channel. And then 2 years later, my clients, they were like, hey, Crystal, can you teach us how to start YouTube channels? Can you teach us how to start businesses? Can you teach us how to start side hustles? Because we actually want to make money because there's a pandemic. And I was like, okay. And my business coach at the time was like, hey, Crystal, you are one of my star students and I want you to coach my people. And I was like, okay. So in 2020, I accidentally became a business coach. It was not my goal. It was not my intention. It was not my focus to be a business coach, but out of a need to help my clients and a need to help my business coach, I became a business coach and I just did it. And one thing that really shocked me is that I absolutely fell in love with it. Now, forward facing, well, let me back up. I did both for 3 years. So from 2020 to 2023, I did both. Forward facing, I was your couponing girl. I was on the news over 20 times. I was going to CVS. I was going to Walgreens. I was going to Target, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, Publix. I was couponing at all the places. I was helping my clients save tens of thousands of dollars, right? And then behind the scenes, I was running my very first business coaching programs. The first program I ran was called YouTube Channel on a Budget. And I helped, I think, like 14-ish women start YouTube channels from scratch, brand new YouTube channels, a multitude of different YouTube channels. And then I ran Side Hustle on a Budget, where I helped women take the idea from their brain and turn it into a side hustle that could make them up to an extra $1,000 per month. And then I had my Money Makers Academy. Then I had my Side Hustle Society. Then I had one-on-one coaching clients that I coached behind the scenes. So like behind the scenes, I was actually running and doing a lot of business coaching programs. And then forward facing, I was doing all of my couponing things. But in 2023, I was like, you know what? I don't want to do both anymore. Like my life was falling apart. And I felt like I was trying to talk to two different audiences in one place, and it became overwhelming. I didn't feel like I had a focus because it's like these people want this, these people want that. And I just felt like chaotic and all over the place. And I was like, I need to pick an area, I need to pick a niche. And as much as some people are like, oh, you can do all the things, that's true, but you can't do everything well. There's no one out here who has multiple businesses who is doing every business at 100%. It's physically impossible to do every business at 100%. That is just, it cannot work. So I'm like, I need to narrow down my focus. And I decided that I was going to be a business coach because I'm like, nothing bad happens when women make more money. Blah, blah, blah. Nothing bad happens when women make more money. Hi, Maya. Thank you so much for joining. And it was a hard decision. It wasn't something that I just was like, hey, I'm going to do this. It took me almost a year to come to grips with that decision and to really stand on it because I felt like, who do I think I am to be a business coach? I've only had my business for 5 years. How am I going to help other people? Like all the negative thoughts that you can think about not doing something or pivoting to something new. I had all the thoughts, but I knew that I was a good business coach. I knew that my clients were getting results, and I knew that I had a unique way of supporting my clients, and I wanted to do that. So in 2023, I decided to become a business coach, and I started a brand new YouTube channel. So I started my channel, Build a Business with Chris. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, go to YouTube and subscribe to Build a Business with KRYS. Okay. So I started my second YouTube channel. And then again, like I told y'all, my life fell apart. I was depressed for all of 2024. We can call 2024 a wash because I was so depressed for my personal life that in business, I just couldn't figure it out. I was throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing if it would stick, and it wasn't. It was sliding down the wall. And I had signed a handful of clients. Thank you so much for those likes. I signed a handful of clients in 2024, but I was being an anything business coach to everybody. And I had to, once I got out of my depression, maybe like August, September, I came back home to Florida. I got my mojo back and I was like, what makes me different? What makes me different from every other business coach out here that's helping people with their business? So I said, what have I done really well? And what have my clients done? Content. I posted over 2,000 videos across my 2 YouTube channels. Hey, Jackson. I've gone live over 1,000 times. As a result of all of that, in about 7-ish years, I've been able to make over $400,000. And as a independent small business, to me, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of opportunity. And that's a lot of me doing it by myself. I did not have a big team. At one point, I had 3 or 4 people on my team, but for most of my business, it's just been me and one other person. So to be able to make that much money and it all come from content is absolutely crazy. I've been able to help my clients start social media from scratch. I've been able to help my clients grow their businesses with their social media. I've helped my clients get really consistent. I've helped people who don't really even use social media and get clients from their business. So I said, I know what I'm doing when it comes to content. I know how to help you be consistent, and I know how to help you make sales content, and I know how to help you make money from your content. I know how to do that. I've done that for me, and I've done that for my clients. So I said, I'm a content coach. I am specifically helping business owners with their content and their sales. That's what I do really, really well. And then in 2025, I decided into 2025, well, what I will say is once I made that definition that I'm a content coach, I signed clients every month for like 6 or 7 months in a row. And then in 2025, I said, I'm going to get more specific. I'm going to narrow it down even more. And one thing that I had been running away from was niching down and just doing YouTube. What I mean by that is niching down and just teaching YouTube. Now, when I say niching down and just teaching YouTube, that doesn't mean I'm never going to talk about TikTok. I'm never going to help somebody with Instagram. I'm never going to help somebody with Facebook, LinkedIn, Threads, whatever. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the riches are in the niches. So when you focus on one area, you become an expert in that area. People know you for that area. You actually get more clients. Now, are my people going to come to me? Do I have clients right now where Instagram is their main platform? Yes. I have a client where Facebook is their main platform. Yes. I have clients where YouTube is their main platform. Yes. I have a client whose Substack is going to be her main platform. Yes. But my main focus is to help my clients with YouTube. I'm going to teach the other ones, but I said, you know what? I need to focus on YouTube because that's what I do really, really well. That's how I built my business. I am not Chris the Maximizer without YouTube. I don't have a business without YouTube. If I didn't start that YouTube channel, I don't know what my life would be like right now if I didn't start my YouTube channel. I have no idea. I don't. I would probably still, I'd probably be making 6 figures as a recruiter, hating my job because I didn't start that YouTube channel. Or maybe I would have started the YouTube channel later and my life would still be different. I don't know. But I know that everything happens for a reason and it happens the way that it's supposed to. And I know that YouTube is at the foundation of me. And I am not using social media without using YouTube. So I said, I'm going to focus on YouTube. My mother says she helped me make a lot of money. I taught this woman how to make reels on Instagram, and she's not tech savvy. I just had to teach her how to log back into Zoom. Okay. I taught her how to make reels on Instagram, and she got clients, multiple clients from reels on Instagram. And typically her business is really referral based and word of mouth. People find out about her because their cousin, sister, auntie, brother, uncle, nephew has worked with her in the past or they know of her. So that's how she's gotten most of her clients, right? Only referrals. Until I taught her how to make reels, and she got a little under 10 clients from her reels, which is insane to think when she don't even know how to clean out her email. But I taught her how to make reels, and I taught her most of my teaching was virtual. Now, when I'm at her house, I'm like, do this, do this. But like 50% of me teaching her was virtually, me on the phone or me on Zoom, like, Ma, do this, do this. And she like, okay, Krista. And she got clients. I mean, strangers, people who did not know that she exists, saw her work, reached out to her, booked a consultation, and she made money, right? So if I can teach my 60-something-year-old mother how to make reels and make sales, I can teach anyone how to create content that will convert into sales for them. So I had to really lean into that. And I know that my strong suit is YouTube. But I will say this, most 99% of my strategy that I teach for YouTube can work on any social media platform. One thing that sets me apart from a lot of people is that I always teach a strategy. Even in my couponing days, I was never like, use my breakdown only, and this is how you coupon at CVS. No, I taught this is the coupon strategy. If your store is like this, do this. If your store is like this, do that. So that way, even if you don't go to CVS, if you have a local pharmacy and they have coupons, you can use the same money saving strategy at any store. So, yes, I'm focusing on YouTube now. The thumbnail is going to be specific to YouTube, the title, the description box is specific to YouTube. But the content strategy on how to plan, batch, and schedule your content, that can work for any platform. That can work for a blog. That can work for a podcast, right? So I'm really good about teaching a strategy. So once I made that narrowed down focus that like I'm going to really go in on YouTube and I'm really going to focus on being a content coach for business owners, life has changed for me. And then I was struggling to figure out what program am I going to sell? Now, when I started my business back in 2018 and I started working with coaches in 2019 and 2020, they were always like one-on-one coaching, don't do a group. Well, I went against the grain, and my very first program was a $5 a month membership, literally. So when I started my business and I started coaching, I was a membership girly. I had that membership for 5 years. That membership made me 6 figures plus, right? So I said, for the past year and a half, almost 2 years, I've been doing just one-on-one. So since the beginning of 2024 and most of 2025, so 2 years, I've been doing just one-on-one coaching. And I really wanted to cultivate a space for my business owners who are using content in a group setting, because you really learn from each other. You learn from me, I learn from them. And I really wanted to create another membership. So I created my brand new membership. It's called Content Cash Out. And it's for business owners who want to create consistent content that converts into consistent sales. And my goal is to help you make a minimum of an additional $1,000 in your business, right? That's my goal. That's my focus of the Content Cash Out membership. And it launches this week. We actually had our welcome party last night. So far, we have 4 lovely ladies signed up for the membership. And our first coaching call is tomorrow. Now, in this membership, we're going to work on a couple of different things, but the main thing is I am going to teach you how to create a content strategy for your business on your platform. And like I said, half my clients in there, YouTube is not their main platform. They have Instagram, they have TikTok, they have Substack, they have Facebook, right? So the main thing we're focusing on is planning your content for 30 days at a time. So we're going to do a live workshop every month on planning your content. So our live workshop for content planning is on January 20th of this month. We are going to be planning our February content. The other thing that we're going to do, which is tomorrow, is we're going to be doing a live masterclass. And tomorrow's masterclass is using YouTube for your business. So I'm going to have a full deck of slides and I'm going to walk them through all the things and all the ways that you can use YouTube for your business from scratch. And then the third coaching call of the month is a hot seat one-on-one coaching, where everyone gets the opportunity to raise their hand, ask a question, and get support specifically for their business, but in the good of the group. So that's what I'm going to be doing in the Content Cash Out membership every single month with my clients. And I know that this is going to help them, because this is the same exact strategy I used for my money saving clients. So instead of teaching them about content and sales and growing their business, I was teaching them how to coupon, how to budget, how to meal plan, and how to strategically shop. That's the difference. The strategy is the same. I'm just teaching a different concept. And I'm so excited for the ladies who have decided that, hey, I'm ready to do this. And I have a goal, and I'm going to share my goal with you. My goal is to have 16 women by January 31st. So we got 19 days to get 12 more women in there. So if you're interested, if this sounds like something you're mildly interested in, make sure you get on my email list. You can go to KrisTheMaximizer.com. It's KRYS, themaximizer.com, and click on join the list. It's free to join the email list. I'll be sending emails out multiple times per week about the membership. But if you want to go and watch the video where I give even more details, I think it's like a 6-minute video about the membership. Hey, thank you so much, Mandy, for that gift. You can go to KristaMaximizer.com, same website, click on membership, watch the video, get all the details, and you can decide if you want to join. The membership is only $99 per month. That's it. Less than a $100 a month investment to help you create consistent content that converts into consistent sales in your business. So I'd love to help you with that. But tonight, I really want to talk about mistakes I've made on YouTube / mistakes I've made on social media, like mistakes that you can avoid if you are using social media for your business. Now, a lot of these have happened on YouTube, but these also can cross over on TikTok and Instagram, Facebook, and all the things. And I've broken this up into mistakes that I've made personally, and then also some mistakes that I see out in the world and mistakes that I've seen my clients make. But I'd love to know who's here. So let me know in the comments where you're watching from, what city, what state, what country are you watching from? And I want to know, what's your main social media platform? If you could only pick one platform for your business, what would it be? So let me know in the comments where you're watching from and what's your main social media platform for your business. So for me, I'm in Central Florida. I live in the Lake County area, and my main platform is YouTube. I actually have 2 YouTube channels, but if I could only post my content for my business on one platform, it would be YouTube. I only focus on YouTube, and I've repurposed my content everywhere else. When I go live on all of my platforms. Like, I'm live on Instagram right now. I'm live on TikTok right now. I'm live on both my YouTube channels and my Facebook business page, all at the same time, because it doesn't cost me anything extra. So that's me, where I live, and what my main social media platform is. Let me know down in the comments. My lives are very interactive. I know I've been yapping right now for about 15 minutes, but buckle up, enjoy the ride. But I respond to every comment. I like to engage with my audience. So if you have questions or you want to drop a comment, please do. Val says, I don't do content, but baby, if I did, you would be my go-to, because you are the definition of selling oneself. Oh, Val, thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. Mandy sent me a message. Okay, Mandy, once this is over, I'll be more than happy to check that message. I really appreciate that, Val. I work really hard at this. And one thing I will say is I absolutely love doing this. I have been full-time in my business since 2019. And the story is important. I started my YouTube channel, my couponing one, because that's how I started with couponing, on August 19th, 2018. My YouTube channel was monetized and making me money within 4 months. I started in August. I got my first YouTube check in January. Okay. When I got that check, I made plans to quit my job. But before I could quit my job, they fired me. They fired me on August 19th, 2019, on my 1-year YouTube anniversary. And I always see that as like a sign. And I said, I had like 4 months of living expenses saved up. They paid me for a month. I was making a couple $1,000s a month from my YouTube channel. I was making $1,000, $2,000 a month from my membership. And I said, I'm not getting a job. I'm going to work my business. And I have not had a 9 to 5 since I got fired. Okay. And I have side hustles. I do gig work. Listen, I just signed up for Amazon Flex to shift tomorrow morning. Okay. I'm no stranger to hard work and getting to the money. But I've refused to go and work a 9 to 5 and work for somebody. Actually, if I'm being real with you, I just got off a plane today from my second side hustle. I flew to Baltimore, drove to North Carolina, did a 2-day show, worked in the office for a day, came back home today. Just spent the past, 3-4 hours on the phone with my sister and doing work for my business. I'm doing this live right now. I'm going to do a little bit more work for my membership after this live. Then I'm going to wake up and do a 4 a.m. Amazon Flex shift. Then I'll come home, work on my business all day, go live, and do it all over again. Okay? But I refuse to work a 9 to 5. I will not be clocking in for nobody. Okay? So I'm saying all that to say I absolutely love this. I love that this is my job. I love that people pay me to talk to them. Let's just be real. My mother's on here, so she'll tell you. She used to tell me I talk too much, go in the room, read a book. On my credit card, Jesus. On my report card, talks too much. Now people pay me to talk. I literally get paid to talk. How ironic. My mother is from Baltimore. Her platform is Facebook and Instagram. Thank you, Gigi, for sharing. Mandy sent a message. Let's see who else is here on TikTok. Mandy's I'm watching from. Whoa. I'm watching from Wyoming. Right now, my focus has been here on TikTok. Okay. Mandy, let's see. Your profile says you're a wife, a mom, a crafty boss. Craft and enjoy one wreath and gift at a time. Follow me for crafty fun and chaos. Oh, you make the wreaths, right? I feel like we spoke before. You make wreaths? Sunshine is here. Hey, Sunshine, smile from Laurel. Hey, Laurel. But business, just like to support lives that pop up on my FYP. Thank you. I appreciate that. No business. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate that. So anyone else who's watching, let me know where you're watching from, what city, what state, what country are you watching from, and what's your main social media platform for your business? I'd love to know. Let me know down in the comments. We are going to talk about mistakes that I've made on YouTube and mistakes that I see that have been made on social media and what you can do to avoid them. Okay. You don't want to be doing these things. Okay. So, I would say I have this one down. It's not something that I did, but something that I see people do all the time. So I want you to think of it from this way. I'm speaking right now to business owners. A business owner is someone who has a product or a service that they are selling. And for me, honestly, their own product or service that they are selling, not an affiliate, not one of those master resale right courses. Thank God I haven't been seeing people sell those because those things get on my nerves. Not MLM stuff. I'm talking about you've created a product or a service that you sell. That's who I'm speaking to. So the first mistake I see a lot of people make, I don't think I've really made this mistake much at all. Not having a purpose for your content. If you are a business owner, your number one goal is to make sales, meaning you want someone to buy what you are selling so that you can get money. They solve their problem, you make money. But if you are just out here, oh my God, I'll give you an example. I had a client, a past client. And just for an example, let's just say their business was creating lotion. They made lotion and body butter, okay? But her Instagram, she was posting quotes. It's a beautiful day outside. Stay positive. You know, God is looking out for you. Support a Black business. And I'm like, she's like, I posted 4 times this week. And I'm like, great, let me go. You're posting to post with no purpose. If your goal is to sell your body butter, why are you posting it's a good day for rain or a Zora Neale Hurston quote? Don't get me wrong. Quotes are great when they are relevant. But if your goal is to sell a body butter, I don't want to see a quote on your Instagram page. Does this make sense? Yes or no? Type yes in the comments. If you're just posting anything for the sake of saying you posted, that's a huge mistake on social media as a business owner. Your goal is to make sales. If your goal is to make sales of your business, meaning you want to help somebody solve their problem with your product or service, you should always be either connecting or converting. Am I connecting with my audience, or I'm connecting with them so that they can like me, know me, like me, and trust me to buy from me? Or am I converting my audience, meaning am I allowing them to make a buying decision to buy my product or service? Simple. If you're not connecting or converting, that's not helping. Posting a Maya Angelou quote when you're trying to sell body butter does not help you make a sale. You're posting just to say you posted a video, you posted a post. Okay? Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Nobody wants to see that. Okay? So the first mistake is you're posting just to say you posted, but your posts don't have a purpose. Your posts are not relevant to what you're selling. Okay? That's the first mistake I see. Now, the next mistake is something I definitely did early on. Not planning out my content long term, let alone planning my content for the month. One of my signature frameworks and hills that I'm willing to die on is that you should be planning your content for a month at a time. Not a day, not a week, not 2 weeks, one whole month. You should be planning your content for a month at a time, 30 whole days, life-changing. Now, when I was doing couponing, I was unable to plan all of my content for the month because couponing content is time sensitive. New sales drop every Sunday. So on Sunday, I would go to 2, 3, sometimes 4 stores, and I would record 4 videos and then I would drip them out. Post a video Sunday, one Monday, one Tuesday, one Wednesday, or 2 on Sunday, 1 on Monday, 1 on Tuesday. Got me? That's as much batching as I could do. But like my educational content, I could batch. If I'm posting once a week, I could record 4 of those on a Sunday and drip those out. But for what I do now, if I'm teaching you about content and YouTube and sales and growing your business, I can record all of my content at once and then schedule it. So this was a huge mistake for me, which will bring me into my next mistake that I've made, because I was overworking. Because every day, which is my next mistake, we're just going to talk about these two together. I was posting a video a day, but I was doing all the work that day. So when you don't plan out your content, you're exhausting yourself. Because if you're starting at 0 every day of like, okay, today I want to post, but what am I going to post? Now, I've never made this mistake. Scrolling for inspiration is BS. You should not be scrolling for inspiration on the day that you're ready to post. Does this make sense? Yes or no? Type yes in the comments if this makes sense. Tap the screen on TikTok if this makes sense. You should be planning out your content for a month. You should not be waking up like, what do I want to post today? Oh, it's Wednesday. Today's one of my posting days. I don't know. Let me just scroll and see if there's something that inspires me, and then I'll figure out what to put. That's a mistake. That's a mistake. It's a waste of time. And it's going to derail you, because if you're scrolling for inspiration, you're going to start doom scrolling. You're going to get off topic. Next thing you know, 3 hours have passed and you haven't posted anything. How do you fix this? Okay. I teach my clients, and this is the core thing we're going to be teaching in the Content Cash Out membership. I call it PBS. Plan, batch, and schedule your content. I'm going to give you the 2-minute version of this. There's videos on my YouTube channel about this. There's live streams all about this specifically on how to plan your content for a month. Very easily. How often are you posting? 3 to 5 times per week. If you're posting 3 times per week, let's just say you're doing 3 YouTube shorts a week, you need 12 shorts for the month. If you know you need 12 shorts for the month, come up with 12 video topics. I have videos on my YouTube channel on how to come up. I have videos on my YouTube channel for all of this, on how to come up with topics. You're going to come up with 12 video topics, okay? If you create products or you do a service, right? If you make your own candles, you make your own hair care, you make your own facial care, you do hair, you do nails, you sew. You want to be recording yourself throughout the month doing all of those things. Record. And then when you're like, I need 12 videos, you're going to look at your footage and you're going to break your footage up into 12 different videos. Okay. Then you're going to tell a story. Okay. When you are posting your planning your content, you want to tell stories. How did you start your business? Why did you start your business? The story of what you're making. If you're doing some boho knotless, talk about doing the boho knotless. Why do you use that hair? What type of hair do you use? Why do you cut it like that? Why do you dip it like that? Why do you use that thread? How do you wind the bobbin? Like, tell a story. So you show us a picture of what you're doing, and then you tell us the story. And sometimes the story doesn't even have to match the picture. You don't have to say, okay, now I'm going to take this and put it on here. You don't have to say that because we can see that. Tell us what kind of wax you're using. Tell us what kind of wick you're using. Tell us what kind of jars you're using. Tell us why you're packaging it in that way. Why did you decide to make that scent? 12 videos for the month. And you are going to spend an hour and you're going to figure out what are all your video topics. You're going to outline all of those videos. What are the 3 to 5 core things I'm going to talk about for each one of these topics? How I started my business, 5 key things on how I started my business. Why I started my business, 5 key things on why I started my business. Why I created the Content Cash Out membership, 5 reasons why I created the membership. Got it? Once you do that, then you're going to pick 1 or 2 days to record your content. Now, if you've already have a bunch of footage because you make candles, you bake cookies, you do hair, you sew, You already have your videos. When it's time to record your content, you're going to voice over. So video number 1 is why I started my business. And you're going to show baking chocolate chip cookies. You're going to show altering those 5 pairs of pants. But you're going to talk about why you started sewing, why you started baking cookies, why you started doing hair, why you created that ebook, why you created your course. Okay? You're going to sit and you're going to voice over them all, or you're going to record all the videos at once. And then each week you're going to edit them and schedule them. That's the quick 2-minute version of how to plan your content for a month at a time. We are not waking up every day and figuring out what to post and trying to post it. That's too overwhelming. That's too time consuming. Okay? That's what we're going to do. Got it? One mistake I made, which people are like, I can't believe you're saying this is a mistake. I posted too much at one point that I was so exhausted and so burnt out. Now, I enjoyed posting my couponing content. I really did. But there was times where I was posting like 2 30-minute videos a day. And I was planning, recording, editing, posting, description box, thumbnail every single day, twice a day. And I was exhausted. So planning my content for the month actually gives me more time. And I had somebody ask me the other day, well, how much time does it take? It, on average, will take you somewhere between 8 to 10 hours per month to plan your content for the month. That's about 2 to 2.5 hours a week. You can find 2 to 2.5 hours a week to create content. Think about it. 2 hours a week, I would do 2 1-hour sessions or 2 75-minute sessions a week. My content will be done for the month. That's all it takes. Does this make sense? You don't want to overdo it because your main goal in your business is to make sales. Now, when I was posting those videos like twice a day, I wasn't actively selling. I was really in a building phase. But when you are actively selling, trying to post multiple times per day is too much. And trying to batch 50 pieces of content to have for the month is a lot when you are a 1-man, 1-woman, or even a 2-person show. That's too much, okay? So I would highly suggest you reduce your posts so that you can stay consistent and plan your content for a month at a time, okay? Which brings me to my next tip, my next mistake. I wasn't being consistent. Now, the early version of Krista Maximizer, she was on her shit. I would say for the first 2 years, that's the most consistent I was in my business. 2018 through pandemic time, right up until the pandemic hit, consistency on a psychotic level. I don't know where that version of me had the energy. I think I was just so motivated to grow that I was so consistent. This current version of me, I'm getting there. My consistency is not at the level that I want it to be, but I've been so much more consistent in the past 90 days than I have been in a very, very, very long time. So not being consistent is a huge mistake. That's why I'm also teaching my clients to choose a level of consistency that works for them. If you're barely posting once per week, don't say you're going to post every day. That's overwhelming. If you're only posting once per week right now, what makes you think you're going to go from 1 post a week to 7 posts a week overnight? That's too much and too overwhelming. But to go from 1 post a week to 3 posts per week, it's a jump, but it's not overwhelming. Does that make sense? So you want to be consistent, but you want to choose a level of consistency that you can maintain. Like, can you keep this level of consistency for the next year? Now, what I decided to do is I decided to post 2 long-form YouTube videos every week. I've decided to post a short every day, which is crazy for me to think. But I've been posting very consistently in my shorts for the past couple of months, so it's going to be fine. But of course, they're planned out. I have my shorts planned right now through January 20th. Now, because my shorts are day in the lives, I can't go too far out. So I'm about 2.5. I'm trying to get to about 3 weeks ahead, but right now I'm about 2.5 weeks ahead on my shorts. And then I decided to go live about 10 times per month, which is about twice per week. That's my level of consistency that I can maintain for sure for the next year. So when you're choosing how consistent you're going to show up, make sure that you're choosing a level of consistency that actually can work for you. Don't choose a level of consistency that is not going to work, or a level of consistency that's going to be overwhelming, or a level of consistency that's going to have you second guessing yourself. Don't do that. Okay. So don't be like me and not be consistent. There was times, I would say, since I started my YouTube channel, my first one, there's probably about 6 or 7 months collectively that I wasn't consistent in coming up on 8 years. August will be 8 years I've been doing this, which I can't believe. Because I was 28 when I started my YouTube channel. Kinsley was 4. That girl's turning 12 this year, which is insane to think about, right? There's been about 6 or 7 months that I didn't post at all, or I didn't go live at all. But it wasn't like, I never did 6 months at a time. It will be like 3 weeks here, 2 weeks here, a month here, 6 weeks here. I think the longest stretch I did at once was 8 weeks, right? But you want to be consistent, okay? Next mistake I made, not selling enough, okay? I would even say right now I'm making that mistake. I am not selling enough. You should be selling every single day. You should be asking for the sale in some form or fashion every single day. You should be showing up and letting your audience know that you have a product or service that can solve their problem every single day. That doesn't mean you have to be pushy. That doesn't mean you have to be a used car salesman. And you damn sure should not be on the internet talking about buy, 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 work with me, work with me, work with me, get in my membership, get in my membership, get in my membership. I'm never going to say that. I'm going to tell you what the membership is. I'm going to tell you why you need it. I'm going to tell you why I created it. I'm going to tell you what it's going to help you with. And I'm simply just going to say, if you want more details about the membership, go to KristenMaximizer.com and click on membership. Join my email list to get more details about the membership. But I won't be on here like, you need to buy my membership. You need to get in my... Nobody wants to hear that. That's annoying. Nobody wants to hear that at all. But selling people on my email list inadvertently sells them to my membership, because I'm going to talk about my membership. I'm going to share my YouTube videos. I'm going to share every time I go live. And that all leads people to know me, like me, and trust me so that they can buy from me, right? So like, I made the mistake of not selling more. So I'm like, in this year, I need to be selling every day, sending an email, posting, letting people know that I have a product or a service that's going to solve their problem. So sell more. Sell more. One mistake that I made, ooh, child, I see this mistake a lot for people. No calls to action. When you are creating content as a business owner, I think my brain is going too fast again. When you are creating content as a business owner, I want you to think of your content as your commercial, as your billboard, right? You have to tell people where to connect with you and where to buy your products. So if someone watches my piece of content, my YouTube videos, my call to action is always get on my email list and subscribe. Because my email list is the key to everything. I'm sharing about the membership. I'm sharing about my YouTube videos. I'm sharing when I go live. If you're on my email list, you have the keys to the kingdom. But if I'm just posting content and I'm not telling you how to connect with me, I'm not giving you any direction. If I just spent 2 minutes talking about my membership, but I don't let you know, hey, it's at KristenMaximizer.com, you won't know what to do. So you want to make sure all of your content has a call to action for your audience, so they know what to do after they engage with your piece of content. Make sense? So all of your content should have a call to action. And it doesn't even have to be a sales. It could be drop your favorite blue emoji, put a number 1 in the chat, drop some money signs in the comments, go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It doesn't have to be anything that has to do with money, but you should get into the habit of directing your audience on what to do. So much so, when I go live, people who have watched me a lot, they know to automatically put in the comments where they're watching from. Now, my second question changes every night, but my main question is always, where are you watching from? Sometimes people will just get in the live and say, hey, I'm here from Missouri. Hey, I'm here from California. Hey, I'm here from New York, because they know that's something that I ask on every single live. That's a call to action I put on every single live. So make sure you put a call to action. One mistake that I made recently was not doing shorts sooner. I think YouTube Shorts came out in like 2022. And I fought it. I was like, I'm not doing shorts. I'm not going to make shorts. I would post one or two here. I'm not doing shorts. Last year, I said, where am I leaving money on the table in my business? And how am I maximizing my YouTube channel? I wasn't doing shorts. So last year I decided, you know what? I'm going to start YouTube shorts. But I want to do it in my way. I don't want to do straight up talking head videos. As much as I love talking head videos, I don't want to do that. I said, I want to do day in the life content. And I want to show people what my life looks like as a business owner with 2 side hustles, as somebody's mother who don't be working every day, who has a side hustle where I get to travel around the United States for one of them, and then also do Instacart and now Amazon Flex, right? I said, I want to show people what that looks like. I want to show you how I'm maximizing my time and maximizing my opportunities and getting to the money. It's not easy, but I want you to see what it looks like. And I had fallen in love with watching other people's day in the life content. So I said, how can I create my version? So I started it in 2025. And I think I posted 180 shorts in 2025. And I was so proud of myself. My channel grew. I got hundreds of subscribers from my shorts alone. I got thousands of views from my shorts alone. I reached my 1,000 subscribers. Now I just got to get this 4,000 hours of watch time from shorts. Okay. The engagement from my shorts. Some of my shorts get more views. A lot of my shorts get more views than my YouTube, my TikTok videos, my Instagram videos, and my Facebook videos. Okay. Not doing shorts sooner, in my opinion, was a mistake for me. I should have started them when they first came out, honestly. But I was just so like, no, YouTube's made for long form. Now I do a combination of both. And like I said, because of the success I had with my shorts last year, I'm doing a short every day this year. A short every single freaking day. And I'm sticking to it. Now, I ain't post my one for today, so I got to get on it. I'm doing it after this. But I'm posting a short every day, and I don't care. Some of them are talking head videos. Some of them are me doing my side hustles. Some of them are me just working all day. I did a goal setting one. Some of them are going to be me and Kinsley at Disney. Some of them are going to be me doing my hair. I just did one of me doing my hair. I did one of me doing my nails. And I'm telling you a story, okay? But I'm also letting you see my life. It ain't easy. It ain't all cupcakes and roses and sunshines. And I'm not sitting in this chair. Some days I don't do any work for my business. And some days I'll work 8 to 10 hours, okay? Some days I'm working my side hustles for 3 days in a row. And some days I ain't side hustled in 10 days, right? Every single day is pretty much different. But I'm doing a combination of things and I'm living my life and I'm making it work and I love it. And so I just decided to show that version. And I absolutely love it. I love it so much. So not doing short sooner was a mistake of mine. Some mistakes I see from other people. Trying to sell without an audience. So remember when I said you should be selling, or I should be selling more, I wasn't selling more? I was like, what is that? The goddamn sprinklers. Those sprinklers be scaring the living crap out of me. I was like, what is that noise? My sprinklers turning on. Okay, so one mistake I see is people sell too soon. So I wasn't selling enough. Some people are selling too soon. I'm going to give you an example. If you started your business on Monday, you made a website on Tuesday, started Instagram on Wednesday, there's no one following you, and your first post on Instagram is, I just launched my lip gloss, go buy it. Baby, who are we selling to? No one knows you exist. No one knows you have a lip gloss business. No one knows who you are. People need to know you, like you, and trust you before they buy from you. They need to engage in some content before they buy from you. If your first post is, buy my lip gloss, there's no one to buy it from. So instead of trying to sell too soon, you got to spend that time building an audience. There's a video on my YouTube channel on how to build an audience. Okay, you see the parallels here. There's a video on my YouTube channel for all of this. Don't sell too soon. Spend your time building up your audience so you have someone to sell to, and then you can sell to them. Some other things I already just went over: not building an audience, no content strategy. Praying that you go viral cannot be your strategy. Hoping, wishing, and thinking that you're going to go viral cannot be your strategy. doing all the trendy stuff, trending audio, trending sound. I talked about this earlier. Your content needs a purpose. I don't want to go viral and I don't want to be trendy. I don't want to go viral and get 100,000 views and only 50 people have a business. I'd rather have 3,000 views and 2,800 of them people are business owners. I'm going to make so much more money with the 3,000 views of people and 2,800 of them are business owners versus 100,000 viral views and only 50 people are business owners. Do you see the difference? Right? Going viral cannot be your goal. Virality does not last. Consistency built me. Almost 8 years of showing up week after week, month after month, even when I fall off the wagon and I haven't posted in 3 weeks, but month after month after month of posting has built my business. Month after month after month. Okay. I always tell my story at the beginning of every live because I never want people to think that, and I don't judge these people and no shade to them. This is just my opinion. The people who do go viral and their business explodes over a few days, it's like you just started and now here you go saying all this stuff. And it's like, okay, I hear you. But if you just started here and your video got 1 million views, great. But like, how are you qualified to help me with anything when you just got here yesterday? I have been doing this for 7 years. Okay. I have created thousands of videos. I've gone live over 1,000 times. 1,000 times is insane to me. Like, I actually went and counted. Free lives, paid lives, because in my communities, I go live, right? Like in my coaching, I'm going to be live 3 times a month, right? Like, going viral can be great. And sometimes you may go viral and you may not even be ready for it, right? Your business will break when you go viral because you cannot handle it, right? If you are barely doing 10, 15, 20 orders a day and you get 150 orders in a day, can you handle that? If you're averaging 20, but you all of a sudden are now getting 150 a day, do you have the materials for that? Do you have the manpower for that? Do you have the emotional capacity for that? If you're getting 150 orders, you're going to have at least 20 customer complaints. You're going to have 20 customer issues. There's going to be something that goes wrong, something that you haven't dealt with before. Your business is going to break. Your business breaking is not always a bad thing. But if you're wishing, hoping, praying for virality, baby, you better be ready for what's coming. You're dropping gems. Oh, I'm happy that it's helpful. I'm happy that it's helpful. Make sure you're on my email list so you can keep getting gems like this. I'll be live for the rest of the week. Okay. I'm going to be doing a lot of lives this month. So make sure you're on my email list so you can get live. And when you're on my email list, I'm doing a free workshop. I don't think I put the workshop on my calendar yet, which I need to put that. Matter of fact, let me put that on my to-do list for tomorrow right now before I forget. Oh, it's here. It's here. It's here. It's here. Oh, I think I have it for January 26th. I'm going to put that on my email list for tomorrow. I mean, on my to-do list, my weekly to-do list. I'm going to put it at the top to get it done for tomorrow. But when you're on my email list, I'm doing a free live training to my email list every month, exclusively to my email list. So make sure you get on my email list so you can get that, right? And you can get on my email list at KristaMaximizer.com. It's linked in the description box on YouTube. It's linked in my bio on TikTok and Instagram, okay? So, like, virality cannot be your goal. And I see people making that mistake. Like, I met this lady and it was like an event in my community, and she was selling, what was she selling? I think body scrubs. And she was like, yeah, I haven't gone viral on TikTok yet. And I'm like, girl, you have 200 followers on Instagram and you post once every other week. Why is your goal virality? Your goal needs to be consistency. Consistency needs to be your goal above anything else. Can I consistently show up for my audience every single week? Don't worry about the results. Don't chase the vanity metrics. How many followers did you get? How many subscribers did you get? We can't worry about that. Your first worry is, can I show up every week? Then you look at your engagement. How many people viewed my video? How many comments did I get? How many likes did I get? Did I get any DMs? Did I get any emails? Did I get any sales? Look at the engagement. Yes, we all want the subscribers. We all want the followers. Cool. But like, you have to first be consistent in showing up. Because what's the point of having all of these followers and subscribers if you only going to reach out to them once every other month? You are not going to make sales if you only post once a month. You are not Beyonce. You are not Rihanna. You will not make sales posting once a month. It does not happen. We're not Walmart. We're not Amazon. We're not Macy's. We're not Nordstrom's. We ain't Louis Vuitton. No one is checking for you. No one is going to KristaMaximizer.com unless I sent them. No one's waking up saying, let's see what Krista's doing on Krista. No one's doing that. Versus people will go on Amazon. People will go to Walmart. It's boycotted, but people will go on Target and see what's on sale. What can I get? What can I buy? We ain't there yet. One day, but right now, today, no one is checking for you like that. The way people are going to be checking for me is me pushing out this content every week, me going live every week, and letting people know, hey, I'm here. If you are a business owner and you need help with creating consistent content that converts into consistent sales, get on my email list. I post YouTube videos every single week. I'm going live every single week. I have a brand new membership that's specifically for business owners that are creating content in their business and they want to make an extra $1,000 or an additional $1,000 per month in their business. I'm your girl if you want that kind of help. So come to my email list and get in my community, right? Like, stop trying to go viral. Like, be consistent for your people. And I'm telling you this, your people will find you. I am working with some of my dream clients right now. And I told my one client, I'm like, I wish I could clone you. If I could clone like 10 of you, I'd be a millionaire, right? I'm working with some of my dream clients. I don't have 200 clients right now. I don't. I do not. But the right people are finding me, and I'd rather patiently build and work with the right clients than to have 300 clients and not like half of them, and half of them not doing the work, right? So virality cannot be your goal. Consistency should be your focus. You want to know one thing I really hate that people do? If my biz bestie is here, I know she was here earlier. One thing that I hate people do, besides the fact of them saying, buy my lip gloss, buy my lip gloss, buy my lip gloss. And I haven't seen it much lately. I do not like when people post their products and they just put music. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. Tell us why, okay? The why makes people buy. Don't just post your product and put some music. That is so just basic, and it's not going to make people want to buy it, okay? So stop using so much music. Tell us why. Show us your products. Talk to us about your services. Talk to us about your ebook. Talk to us about your journals. Talk to us about what you're creating. Talk to us about your reefs. Talk to us about your memberships, your coaching programs, your masterclasses. Tell us why it's going to give us more of what they want. Tell us why it's going to help us solve our problem. That is what's going to make people buy. Not putting music and having it floating across the screen. Oh, I just launched my new ebook. Go buy it. No. You know what I hate even more? Go support my Black business. No. Will I support businesses just because the owner is Black? Yes, but I need a reason why. Tell me why. Is that NSYNC or Backstreet Boys? Tell me why. Ain't that. Tell me why. Why should I support your business? Why is your business different? Why do I need what you have? Why? Support a woman-owned business. Why? I'm not paying $25 for your lip gloss when I can go get this Revlon from CVS on sale for $5 or less without you telling me why. Will I buy from you because you're Black? Absolutely. But not if you don't tell me why I need it. Not if you don't tell me why it's different. Not if you don't tell me why you created it. Not if you don't tell me why the ingredients are better than this Revlon. Does this make sense? Yes or no? Type yes in the comments if this makes sense. Tap the screen on TikTok and Instagram if this makes sense. I need to know why. Okay. I need to know why. Don't just tell somebody to buy something, right? Just because you tell me to do something, I'm not going to do it. Like, tell me why. The why makes people buy. The why makes people buy. Okay. I think that's all. I've been talking for a good 55 minutes. Okay. These are all the mistakes that I've made on YouTube and mistakes I've seen other people make on YouTube and on other social medias. I want to open the floor for questions. Okay. My lives are super interactive. And one of the things that set me apart from all the other couponers when I started was I would sit on live and I would answer questions for hours. Okay. So I feel like giving out some help tonight. So, what questions do you have about using social media for your business? Don't be shy. I answer all questions, so drop them. What questions do you have about using social media for your business or business questions in general? A question about me? I really don't care. Ask me anything. If you don't have any questions, can you let me know, was this helpful? Was this helpful? Okay. Let me know what questions you have. And if you don't have any questions, was this helpful? I was going to stay up and work some more, but I'm tired. And you know what I really wish? I really wish you would have put those crabs in my suitcase. Now that I'm here and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, "Ugh, we probably could have fit them in. Don't worry, I'll be back in 3 weeks to get more." But I literally was like, damn it, we should have put them crabs in my suitcase. I was dreaming about how we was going to wrap them up. So make sure y'all eat them all and don't waste them. Okay, Yulita, you said signing up now. Okay, yay! Super excited to have you on the email list. Get on the email list. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed already to my business YouTube channel, Build a Business with Chris, because I don't know which channel you're watching on. So subscribe to Build a Business with Chris YouTube channel. Get on my email. I'm eating them right now. Good job, Gigi. Eat them all. Yeah, all the things. Any other questions? Oh, I see 2 people signed up today for the email list. Go ahead, y'all. Get on that email list. Okay. I don't see any questions. I feel like I answered a decent amount of questions during this live. If you have any questions after this and you didn't want to say them publicly, you can feel free to slide on my DMs at Chris the Maximizer on TikTok or Instagram. Or when you join my email list, you can respond to any email that I've sent and it comes directly to me. I just cleaned out my email inbox. So if you did send me an email, I did respond. All my emails are completely caught up. Thank God, because I was definitely behind. There was like 150 emails in there and I was like, I need to respond to this stuff. So I think I'm about to go get on my couch, watch a movie, eat some sunflower seeds, and go to bed because I got a shift tomorrow. I don't see any questions. So I do want to thank y'all so much for joining. I will be live again tomorrow. I don't know what time, but if you're on my email list, you'll get like a 10 to 15 minute notice of me going live. But yeah, I do want to thank y'all so much for joining me. And I will see y'all for the next live. I'll see more of you on my email list and even more of you inside the Content Cash Out membership. So if this was helpful for you and you're like, Crystal, this was great, I want more, you definitely should join us in the Content Cash Out membership. When you go to christhemaximizer.com and click on membership, you can watch the video with all the details. But the membership is for business owners who are ready to create consistent content that converts into consistent sales and make an additional $1,000 per month from creating consistent content. And I'm going to help you come up with a content strategy that works specifically for your business. We have a private Facebook group. I coach live 3 times per month. There's no training modules and things for you to watch. I show up and teach live and you get access to all the replays. So you can join us. It's only $99 per month. So it's a super affordable investment. Okay. So I do want to thank y'all so much for joining me, and I will see you for the next one. Bye.